Hello, my name is Nikita Reno, and today I want to share with you a relationship building strategy called 2x10. It's also known as the 2-minute intervention. This is going to be a great strategy for those students who maybe struggle with some emotional regulation. Perhaps they have some behavior challenges. Maybe they struggle connecting with peers, or maybe this is a student that you just want to have a better connection with. So 2x10, what does it stand for? Well, the 2 stands for 2 minutes and the 10 stands for 10 days. So what this strategy looks like is you are going to meet with the student for 2 uninterrupted minutes for 10 consecutive days. That's 2 school weeks. Now, during the 2 minutes, what are you going to talk to the student about? You're going to talk with the student about whatever interests them. Now, obviously, it's important to make sure that that topic is school appropriate because we know how our students can be, but it can be anything. It could be a favorite restaurant. It could be a new hobby they have. Maybe they have a sporting activity that they're involved in. Whatever it is, you are going to spend that 2 minutes talking about that thing. The 2 minutes is not going to be a time where you are talking about academics or you're talking about behavior issues. This is a non-school talking zone when you are in those 2 minutes. And during those 2 minutes, if the student says something that also interests you, that's fantastic. The whole point of this intervention is to build connection, is to build that relationship. So definitely get your input in there if they say something that interests you as well. So how do you implement this? Well, it's really simple. You choose the student, and you know those students who need a little extra help, who may be struggling, who need some extra connection with an adult, or have difficulty with emotional regulation, have behavioral challenges. You know those students. Now, it is important that when you're selecting the student, make sure that positive adult attention is actually something that they want. Because we know some of our students don't want that kind of attention. So it's really important, in order for this intervention to be effective, it's a student who really values positive attention from adults, okay? So once you've selected the student, then you're gonna choose a place. You wanna try to be as consistent as possible when you're choosing the place, the when, basically, you're gonna have this 2-minute conversation. Take a look at your schedule. And where in your schedule do you have 120 seconds, 2 uninterrupted minutes where you can have a quick chat with the student? Is it during arrival? Is it a little bit before dismissal? Is it in between classes? Whenever you can find that uninterrupted 120 seconds, and I'm saying 120 seconds on purpose because we all have 120 seconds, right? That we can give. So make sure that you have that time that's uninterrupted that you can talk with the student. Now, in the beginning, when you're first kind of starting this strategy, it could be a little bit awkward, especially if you don't have a really great connection with this student already. And so if you don't make the full 2 minutes, there's grace. It's totally fine. Really, the importance of this intervention is that you stay consistent. You do 10 consecutive days in a row. You don't want to go, oh, Monday, Tuesday, oh man, I forgot on Wednesday, so I'm just gonna double up on Thursday and I'll talk to the student for 4 minutes. That's not how that works. You wanna make sure that you're consistent. Now, if the student is absent, that's totally fine. You just pick up the next day. But consistency is key, and you'll figure out as you begin to talk about the student or talk with the student, you'll hear topics and things that they like. Just jot it down on a Post-it note, or if you're a Google Form person, Google Sheet, put it in a Google Sheet so that you'll remember, but just jot it down so that maybe you can go home and do some research about that topic that they talked about so that you have more to talk about the next day. So that extends the conversation. Does that make sense? Okay, so once you have selected the student, you have selected the when, then you're just gonna monitor, right? And again, I said earlier, if you want to build a Google Sheet and monitor how many verbal redirects that you've given and it's less than now and how often you meet with the students, you wanna build it that way, that's great. But it can also be as simple as jotting things down on a Post-it note, an index card that you have on your desk. This is not a complicated intervention. You're gonna be able to tell when that student, that behavior begins to decrease, right? That challenging behavior begins to decrease. You're gonna see them connecting with their peers more. You're gonna notice if they're using coping skills or asking for help appropriately. You will be able to observe these things in your classroom, okay? Definitely try the 2x10 strategy, 2-minute intervention, low maintenance. I suggest if you have a student who exhibits any of those things that I mentioned earlier, poor emotional regulation, challenging behavior, poor connection with peers, try this intervention with them and just give it 10 days, give it 2 weeks and see if it works for you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this behavior break. And as always, for more resources, please visit our website at arbss.org. Thanks so much for joining.